Hello, this is January 2021, so I don't know how outdated this video will end up getting. I thought I'd run through real quick some of the details that it takes to open up the building at Volinia Baptist Church. I don't know if you just need to know how to do this, or maybe somebody's asking you to do it and it was kind of a last minute thing. This video should walk you through most of that stuff. Let me flip this around and let's just start right here. This is the main entrance. So when you come in the main entrance, don't worry about unlocking the doors. You need to come right in here because the alarm will most likely be going off. You need to hit the alarm code and then off, and that will set the alarm to be off, and will disarm the whole thing. Yeah, after that, pretty much the first thing to do would be to unlock these doors. There's usually a key on the ledge. It's not really a key. It's just kind of opening the doors and shutting the doors. This doesn't let you in from the outside. So to unlock it, you just twist it in, and you do that to all the doors. Okay? Happens to be Thursday today, so I think I'm going to leave that one unlocked anyway. It might also be up on this shelf of the windows. Sometimes we've done that. Okay, the first thing that I think of in the winter time, it's winter time right now, it's January, so we need to turn this heater on. This heater has a breaker over in the office wing, and let me run over there. There is a meeting right now going on in the office wing, so I probably won't talk too much about that, but there's a breaker in there that I'll show you that turns on that. Hit both of these switches. They are motion activated, but when somebody walks through, they'll be on, and when people don't walk through, then they'll turn off. There's also one more switch in here that I forgot to mention. This is probably not necessary during the daytime, but at night you'll want to turn that on. That's motion activated also, so those are turned on. So to turn that heater on in the winter time, we come over there to the office, and there's a breaker. I'll show you where it's at. I also put a sticky note on the door because when you're shutting down the building, sometimes it's easy to walk past that and forget about it. So the sticky note sometimes reminds me of that. So let me just show you how without interrupting their meeting.
Oh, you can check right now?
Yeah, I was trying to get it there. You want to take my debit card? Oh, I was just gonna use my debit card and just go. Yeah.
It's this one. Now you take this. Put that on. When you're locking up the building, come in here. Turn it off. Okay, the other thing that needs to happen, these lights need to be plugged in. There's decorative lights. I don't know if that'll be there in the future. This room right here, this is a classroom, and it gets really warm in this room on Sunday mornings because the way the auditorium is set up right now, the auditorium is getting heat, but these are tied in, so it's trying to heat up the auditorium, and it's heating up this room. It gets too hot, so I leave that door open, and then I'll chock this door open with a chair, and then by the time people get in here and the Sunday school teachers in, they can move that, and it will help disperse the heat. It gets pretty toasty in here. Okay, let's get back to the foyer. Some of the things now that we've got the heater on in there. This foyer has a couple lights. Most of them are ornamental, so you need to turn on or unplug. Depending on how the guy that undid these, he may have just unplugged it or he may have switched it off. Usually we're getting to the point where it's just a plug. You have to unplug those anyway, so we might as well unplug both of them, and that'll turn that on. Same thing over here. Make sure that tree and these two lamps are on. Again, we've kind of found that with the separate twinkle lights, it's just easier to plug those in and leave all the switches on. Okay. In the mornings, we're going to want to chalk these doors open. Again, remember there's a little faster YouTube. You can watch this at twice the speed. I don't want to waste your time. But basically, if you're in a situation where you don't want to forget any of these details, then this one will just walk you through all of them. Okay? Chalk those. And sometimes they're sitting in there. Sometimes they're sitting around. Sometimes you got to hunt one down. I see one under there. I'm serious. You really have to hunt them down sometimes. I didn't put it there just for an illustration. It just was there. Sometimes the nursery will take them and we'll need them. So they'll be used at the nursery. Okay, now that these 4 doors are chalked open, I think that takes care of the foyer. You know, if there's any trash or anything, we want to get that taken care of in the winter time. If anything's slippery out here, we're going to want to get any loose snow off and put some salt down. We usually keep the salt in the bucket right there. All right, in here we've got lights, and the lights most likely are off, but what we're going to do is, hope you can see this in the video, this little panel here has some dimmers, and then when you hold that up, it'll bring up the main chandeliers. Each of them has 7 bulbs in it. You have to hold it for a minute. And then this one is going to bring up the lights above the stage, above the platform there. Okay? There are 2 extra lights that are behind the screen, so when the screen is up and the cross is showing, the lights are down on there. I'm not sure if you'll be opening the sound booth area, but it is good to get things warmed up, and the main switch right here there's just a switch under there that you have to poke on, and then that starts one thing at a time in there, and it gets everything up here. There'll probably be a sound guy, but you may find yourself doing that too. Sometimes I'll set some soft music going while people come in. Okay, usually from there, now that everything's up, I'll walk over here. These 2 plugs will give our decorative tree here a nice little glow. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, that's very nice. Oh, you know what? I forgot about these sconces. There's a separate switch for the sconces, and it's right over here. These 2 switches are the sconces, so when I hit those, they'll turn on that and that. This switch is for the motion. If you turn it on, then the lights would never go out, so that's a good thing to do. And then this is for the fan. 4 is the slowest. The fans are kind of noisy. I usually turn them up to the slowest in the winter time because all the heat is up there, and that helps to push it right down. Awana's later tonight, but I'm just going to turn the fan off for now, just because I don't want it running all day. Okay, we got that one tree. Obviously, we're going to do the other tree, and then there's some lights up there also. Okay, it's all set. Right now, of course, it's wintertime, so we've got some extra winter decorations. So this won't be up year-round, but right now we've got a little extra nice little winter display here. And there usually are some lights back here, and they're plugged in over here, even when it's not winter. So we'll plug those in, okay? While we're right here by the organ, there's a thermostat, and also one by the piano. I just want to double check that these are set to where you want them. Usually, like 71 or 72 is where you want it. If you were to turn it up right now, I'm going to leave this here, but what you do is you just hit add, and then it would say hold until you can poke that and mess with that, and then poke it again, and it'll set a hold. Hopefully these will be programmed. I'm going to turn it back down just because we don't need it on, but hopefully they'll be programmed so you won't have to do this all the time. But it's something where if you're in transition and you're the one opening up, who knows what these are set at, so you want to do that. These are Wi-Fi, so if they're not programmed and they do this kind of thing, you just kind of have to get through that and set these. So they should both be set. 72 is pretty comfortable in the wintertime. Okay, that's pretty much what it takes for setting up the auditorium and the church. Another thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that the nursery and the education wing heat is on. So if we head over to the nursery, sometimes these doors will be locked, and we do that for safety, and we're kind of in between deciding what we're going to do. But that door should always be unlocked, or at least that's the way it is now. So you can go around here in the office entrance and go in that door and get this from the back. But basically, we need to make sure that the heat is set and going to work in here, and our nursery workers are going to be taken care of. So that's where the thermostat is on this side. On this side, the thermostat is right there. Okay? All right. Then we need to go to the education wing. As I'm walking through, I'm noticing that these lights aren't on yet. Of course, if the sunlight's up, it's kind of hard to notice that, but these lights need to be on. They're motion activated, and so if nobody's in here, then they'll turn off, of course. Same thing in the other hallway. So let's go turn that one on and make sure that the thermostats are set where we want them for the education wing. Okay, those are on already, so the switch is right there. And there's a thermostat in here that we want to check right against that wall there. There's adults in here, so I'm not quite as concerned about that one, but it's good to check to make sure that it's not like 50 degrees in that room. Sometimes this is locked and it needs to be unlocked. If you don't have a deadbolt key, you can actually go outside of the church and around. There's an exterior door, and you can get in that exterior door and come around and unbolt this from the inside with just a normal exterior key. These aren't keyed the same, so if that's deadbolted, sometimes we got other ministries, we don't want everybody walking through there. Okay, in here there's several thermostats that need to be set. One in there, okay, one in each of these classrooms. Some of these are just going to open a damper. So like that, this thermostat just opens dampers. So when the furnace is on, if it's too cold in here, it'll open the damper to get it. But this furnace or this thermostat will never have the furnace turn on. The same thing in here, just right against the wall, very accessible. This one I believe will call for heat, and so it's right here. So this is one that we need to make sure is set to where we want it and is holding. Like I said, again, these should be programmed, but if you're here, you might as well check it, so make sure nobody gets here and it's cold or too hot in the summertime. All right, one more classroom right over there. Okay, that one will call for heat from the other furnace. We don't need to unlock this door. Typically we don't. We're just going to unlock the main doors and maybe the office wing door, but you don't need to unlock the office wing door either. Usually the people coming in from the office wing are going to have their own key and not really worry about it. Guests that are coming with no key are going to be able to use the front door. Okay, really the last thing that we need to make sure of is that the gym thermostats are on and that the gym isn't going to be 50 degrees when people come in. So again, there's one. The other gym thermostat is over there above the drinking fountain. And here's the time that we open this door. This is the stage baptistry door, the back of the stage. And the reason we do this is because we're going to hit both of these switches. These switches are going to turn on these lights above the cross right there that you can't really see right now because the screen is down, but those lights would turn those on, and we want to have those on for the service. Otherwise, people ask you, why are those lights, the light bulbs burn out? Okay, so check that thermostat too. In the youth room, there's another furnace that would just open a damper, but it needs to be set on, set up somewhere close to 70 also. And yeah, that's about it. Hope things are going great in the future. Hope everything's going well. This is the size of the gym where we have upward practice going on in an upward game this Saturday. And look at the gym. Hopefully this is bigger in the future, Lord willing. But this is 2021.